My distinct privilege to yield a few moments to a new member of the Congressional Black Caucus, as well as the House of Representatives, who's already distinguished herself in terms of being a passionate advocate for justice and for progressive change in this country. That's the gentlelady from the Garden State, right next door to New York, Congresswoman Watson Coleman.
Thank you very much to my esteemed colleague from New York. I am new to Congress, and I've had quite a few occasions to come to the floor and talk about issues that are very pressing to my community and to me. So I stand as an African-American woman who represents the state of New Jersey, but I stand here as a wife, a mother, a sister, an aunt, and a cousin to African-American men. And in that capacity, each and every day that one of them leaves our presence and leaves their homes, I wonder, will they come back safely? I know they mean no one any harm, but I don't know that the police that they might encounter would see that in them as I do. My community has cried out for a long period of time that there has been injustice and there has been harm and danger and needless deaths facing our young men and even some of our young women. As a matter of fact, Mr. Clyburn mentioned the issue of data collection as being such an important element here in helping us to find our way. And I would noted that the Washington Post said that out of thousands of fatal interactions between the police and citizens, only 54 officers have been charged. And of those, most were cleared and acquitted. So we need better data collection. We need greater accountability. And we obviously need greater justice, because in those instances, the majority of these officers are going back into the streets, patrolling these communities, and those people who are in charge of them are still in charge of them and are still performing what should be a public service. I understand that not every case that we are encountering is as clear-cut as the one we just encountered with Officer Slager. I understand that there are other cases that have resulted in other findings. I don't understand how some of these findings could have occurred given the things that we've actually seen. One of the things that I stand here for is I recognize that this Congress can indeed help these local police departments with things such as body cameras. The cost-benefit analysis is a life worth enough to invest in these police departments. And I say yes, but there are other things that I think Congress should be considering and that I think we should be leading the way in the discussion. And one of those is that there are consequences that should not only be felt by the officer who is actively engaged in the misfortune, such as the Slager case, or even in the Brown case in Ferguson. But what about those individuals who knowingly participated in the policies that ended up creating this disparity in our society, this injustice in our society? They're given the opportunity to walk away. They're given the opportunity to retire. They're given the opportunity to resign. They're given the opportunity to move on with their lives and to benefit from the pensions and other benefits that are accrued by the number of years that they've been working as public servants, even though it is clearly demonstrated that their service was not to the public. There needs to be consequences that need to be addressed with regard to that also. There's a lot that needs to be done. We can see it, but we can no longer be silent on it. Congress does have a role here. Congress has a responsibility to ensure that the laws of this country are protecting all of our citizens. We need to things like invest in body cameras, not just to catch those who are doing these things which are harmful to our community, but to protect the good policemen who are sometimes the subject of complaints that aren't verified. I honestly believe that those who don the blue uniform do so with the expectation and the desire to protect, preserve, and to serve. But those who do not, and those who allow those who do not to continue to do as they're doing, need to be accountable. And I look forward to working with my colleagues, my esteemed colleague who is in charge of this special order hour, and all of those who are working to ensure that there is justice, safety, and security, and that as a mother, I don't have to worry. As a wife, I don't have to worry. As a sister and an aunt and a cousin and a friend, I don't have to worry every time a black man that is associated with me leaves my home. Thank you very much.